The focus of our lesson today is on controlling the ball. So how do we control the ball when we're playing basketball? How do we control the ball when we're dribbling? What I want you to do is turn to your partner right now and have a 1-minute interview on what it looks like, what does it feel like, what is your body doing when you are maintaining control of the ball. So let's turn to our partner and have that conversation. Once in their partners, students share their prior knowledge of effective strategies for controlling the ball while dribbling. Consider having students watch the skill demonstration videos from mlscshapeup.com prior to the lesson. To get warmed up and to increase our heart rates, we're going to play a game called ball control. Students will gradually increase their heart rate by participating in the following activity. Place pylons randomly around the gymnasium for students to walk and dribble a basketball around. Give each student a basketball and remind them to switch back and forth between hands and to keep their heads up as they move through the activity area. Students use the pylons to move around, through, between, or as a marker to change direction when approached. Students increase speed from a walk to a slow jog to a jog while maintaining their awareness of those around them. While they are dribbling, the teacher will call out, "Stop," and students perform a 2-foot jump stop, landing on both feet at the same time in an athletic stance. And then they hold the ball with 2 hands before pivoting 3 times. Students resume moving until the teacher again calls out, "Stop." Remind students to be cautious of others when moving. Remind students that as they move faster, they will have to be more aware of the personal space of those around them. Check that each activity is spread out to minimize interference from other activities. Set boundaries for activities a safe distance from the walls. Inform students of the boundaries of the activity area. Now that we're warmed up, we're going to complete a few activities which will help us focus on our lesson learning goal. To get started, let's play Experience the Dribble. With the basketball, students find an open space. Students experiment with a variety of dribbling techniques, including using their dominant hand, non-dominant hand, and between the legs, first while stationary, then after 60 seconds while moving slowly around the activity area. For junior classes, provide a variety of balls in different sizes and colors to accommodate the different abilities of students. Let's move on to our next activity, partner dribble tag. Divide students into groups of 4. Each group will need 3 basketballs. Have 2 students stand 5 meters apart and pass a basketball back and forth using a chest or bounce pass. The other 2 students, each with a ball, dribble in a circle around the passing partners. They start at opposite sides of the circle and attempt to catch one another. Remind students to catch means to touch, not to grab, push, or punch. Switch roles every 30 seconds. Teachers should move throughout the class, reminding students of the success criteria for sending and receiving a pass. Let's move on to our next activity, putting it all together. Students work in groups of 4. Each group forms a line that faces across the width of the gymnasium. The first student in the line has the ball and dribbles out 10 meters and performs a jump stop. Then they pivot and face back towards their line and send a chest or bounce pass to the next student and run to the end of the line. The next student dribbles out, jump stops, pivots, and passes to the third student in line, and then runs to the back of the original line. Continue this sequence for 2 minutes. Students in line can remain active by jogging on the spot while they are waiting their turn. Divide the class into groups of 4 to 6. Students play half-court games of 2-on-2 or 3-on-3. Students are allowed to dribble the basketball, but they must make a pass or take a shot within 5 seconds. On a turnover, such as an interception, time violation, or out of bounds, the defending team takes possession and must complete at least 2 passes before they can take a shot at the basket. If time allows, a second game can be played with different opponents. Be sure to remind students of game strategies such as advancing the ball with the intent to score, using the triple threat stance, defending the basket, quick transition from defense to offense, using the fast break, and spreading out the court. Now let's cool down with cool dribbling. Throughout this activity, students will gradually decrease their heart rate to a resting rate, and then will stretch the body parts that have been active throughout the lesson. Each student dribbles a ball around the gymnasium. Students move in a pattern called out by the teacher, for example, circle, zigzag, square, etc. The shapes can be any size. Remind students that they must be aware of the space of those around them. While dribbling, the teacher will call out action, and the students stop dribbling with a jump stop, and then pretend to take a shot, make a pass, or perform a dunk. After 10 seconds, they resume dribbling, but in a new pattern until action is called again. Repeat for 2 minutes. Students then find an open space and volunteers are asked to lead stretches that can be done while holding onto the basketball. While students are stretching, have them reflect on their application of today's learning goals. Students give themselves a thumbs up, thumbs middle, or thumbs down, and high-five their partner to demonstrate their level of application.